My Lords, I'm grateful to Baroness Grenda for bringing this timely debate. It's a scourge on us all that sewage pollution is damaging so many of our watercourses and coastlines, damaging their ecosystems, but also our enjoyment of them. I remember my first experience of such pollution when, as a young lad, I caught sticklebacks in my hands from the ditches around our Yorkshire village. One day I went to my usual place of good stickleback hunting to find it putrid, a storm drain leaking sewage and items which at the time I didn't understand what they were, floating in the ditch. The sticklebacks were gone for over a year. The Rivers Trust report that none of our rivers are now in good overall health. Their 2024 report, State of Our Rivers, notes that 54% of our nation's rivers are impacted negatively by the water sector, mainly through sewage effluent. And Surfers Against Sewage report that there were 604,833 discharges of raw sewage into UK waterways in 2023, with the water in 75% of UK rivers posing a serious risk to human health. And a BBC investigation 18 months or so ago found that 3 water companies illegally discharged sewage on dry days. Thames, Wessex and Southern Water collectively released sewage in dry spills for 3,500 hours in 2022. All 3 spilled on the hottest day on record. Surely, with the right effort, my lords, the right pride in the boardroom and amongst shareholders and the workforce, and with the right investment in infrastructure, none of this needs to be the case. The American poet and writer Wendell Berry gave a twist to the golden rule, suggesting, "Do unto those downstream as you would have those upstream do unto you." Boardrooms should perhaps have that as their inspirational quote on the wall. So, as well as stopping the sewage pollution, the fines must be used to restore our rivers and damaged habitats. We need the polluter pays principle to be taken incredibly seriously, with the right level of fine, to not only prevent, but also to give enough funding directly through grants, as we've heard, to farmers, to communities, to conservation groups, to restore our rivers and damaged habitats, and to enable our watercourses to begin to thrive again with the right interventions. It's been argued that it's cheaper to pay the fine after a discharge than to do the right thing in the first place. But the cycle of polluting, fining, restoration, polluting again, fining again, restoring again, won't ultimately enhance our aquatic ecosystems and do us as people no good at all. But as well as the fines, I would suggest, my lords, that we need to embed culture change and good leadership. Allowing sewage pollution should be as damning an indictment on those responsible as not taking seriously their duties to prevent in health and safety for their staff, or the contamination of drinking water. There needs to be a culture of pride in our boardrooms to compete to have the least sewage released amongst their competitors. Investors need to have pride in supporting having the right infrastructure in place, the right investment in infrastructure, not maximising financial returns at the expense of the environment. St. Francis of Assisi gave water a priority in his great canticle, the Song of Brother Sun. "Thou flowing water, pure and clear," he wrote, "make music for thy Lord to hear. Alleluia, alleluia." When we finally take sewage pollution seriously, we might be able to add our own alleluia. Until then, will the noble Baroness, the Minister, agree with me that the choking of our river courses with sewage and swimmers and surfers dodging floaters needs not only our lament, but a culture change in the industry to give the highest protection to the intrinsic value of our nation's seas and lakes and lochs, streams and rivers, those liquid threads of the water of life that wind their way through our landscapes and our memories.